this week's theme and weekly inspiration. It's gonna be brief, and I'm gonna take this chance to share what I think, at least, an interesting story about Bu Susi Pujiastuti. So, for those who are not familiar uh, with Bu Susi, she is in fact, the former Minister of Maritime Affairs and Fisheries of Indonesia, and she is quite an iconic person, and we'll discover more later on why she is iconic. So, uh, Kamutia, can you go to the next slide? Thank you. So, to start off, Bu Susi doesn't really come from the hardest situation. Her parents are pretty well known for having quite a large livestock business. But that didn't mean that her parents spoiled her. A safe way to put it is she could get everything she needs, but not everything she wants. And interestingly, Bususi is interested in entrepreneurship, and she started quite early. So up until high school, she has tried a couple of business, and he settled for a bed sheet. He settled for selling bed sheets door to door to her neighbors and people around her. And she's really interested, and that she decided to stop her pursuit of formal education. So she stopped she stopped going to school on high school, and I think for most of people this is a big move, and there's quite a big risk to take, knowing that this could go not really well for her. But interestingly, she always pursue, and she always know what she wants. So fast forward a couple of business later, she found out that what she is well known for. That is, she started selling seafood. She started selling seafood, going door to door to restaurants nearby, trying to give restaurants. I think Mr. Jing, I'm sorry. I think going door to door really makes her business acumen grow, and well, it grows to the point where she actually needs to buy an airplane to sell seafood uh, to fulfill export requests. And apparently, buying airplanes is not that easy. And well, it's kind of obvious that it will need we will need to have a lot of money to buy airplanes. So, and this doesn't really happen easily to her as well. It took her a couple of years of trying and evolving her business enough to convince creditors to give her fund to buy an airplane. And well, not really surprised, knowing how willing Bususi on pursuing his business as well. She actually successfully turned that uh, first airplane to a big aviation business. Kamutia, you could continue to the next slide. Okay, so this is it, Susi Air. This is one of the uh, most well-known business that's Bususi grows, and I think right now is one of the established business, aviation business in Indonesia as well. So we could continue to the next slide, please. Uh, this is what I want to point out on this weekly uh, inspiration. Bususi is actually most well known for, well, it's quite simple. She is, in fact, really well known for being herself. Being a minister sometimes forces the use of more diplomatic ways to say things, right? There's probably more safer ways uh, to tell people not so good situations, right? It's more diplomatic. It's safer for Bususi to give everyone what is the current condition right now. But that doesn't really apply to Bususi. She believes in herself. She completely understands on what she wants to do, how she is planning to do it, and she is always being honest about it. And well, most importantly, she is being honest to herself. Of course, this sometimes bring hate to her, but I think it gives people a lot of reason to love her rather than to hate her. And this is what is iconic from Bu Susi, that she always herself. And this is a couple of core values that align with Bu Susi's story. So, first of all, failing fast. For she is not afraid to commit on things and take big risks for her life. And then the next one will be to never settle. She always tries to evolve her business. She looks for opportunities, and thankfully, she's successful on doing it. And last but not least, be transparent. For well, Bu Susi is always Bu Susi. Bu Susi is always the Bu Susi Pujiasuti people always love and hate about. I think that's all for me. From me, for the theme and weekly inspiration, I hope that gives all of you a lot of picture on who Bu Sushi is and how we could follow her on what she is best known for. Uh, I think we could go to Kamudia.
Yeah.
All to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Bayu. That's very inspiring from Bu Suti. Yeah. Her commitment is very strong. We can inspired by her. Let's go to vision and mission statement.
Hello, everybody, coming from UPA today. Actually, Mutia, if you can go back to the previous talk given by you there, there's another presentation that's going to load just under there. Okay, fantastic. So, good morning, everybody. I'm in UPA today, and it's great to be here. I see Nadia's out there in the tropical background too as well, so that's pretty cool. And thank you for joining us here on Tuesday. So, thank you, Bayu, for telling us the story of Ibu Susi. That is something I did not know, actually. I did not know you can go from door-to-door sales to becoming the minister of a government. That is pretty inspirational in terms of the direction and positive transformation that can happen. Okay, everybody, so in continuing with our 2022 theme, I'd like to go over, this is now part 2 of a 3-part series where we're going to be essentially laying out the foundations for our vision for this upcoming year. Now, if Mutia will be so kind and click on the presentation, we'll go ahead and take a look, recap a little bit on what we spoke about last time, but also take a look at some new material that will hopefully inspire your life. Okay, let's take it away. If you'll click on the presentation, it'll bring you over to the next slide. Oh. Let's see. Okay, how about this? I'll go ahead and, oh, okay, all right, cool. Hey, for some time now. So, this is where we left off last time. So, just before, we were going to talk about innovation to be continued at the next all hands, and it's time today. So let's go ahead and click, and let's do a quick recap for what we had discussed the previous week on the all hands. Okay, next slide. All right. Oh, here's my fail fast moment. Last week, in our recognition for resilience, I forgot to include a picture of Gray in our gallery. So I've included it there, Gray. Sorry for not remembering last time, but hopefully I've recovered and Gray joins us on the recognition for resilience. All right, next slide, please. Okay, back to this idea of 3 visions. So last week we talked a bit about the revenue vision. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about the transformation vision and also the innovation vision. Next slide. Okay, for anybody who might not have been here last week, or for anybody who just would like a reminder, this was essentially the essence of what we had talked about our revenue vision for last week. So essentially there are 3 markets that we're currently doing when international travel comes back. The goal is to get 3% of each of these particular markets. Okay, that's a summary of the revenue plan. Let's go and cover some fresh material this week now. So on to the next slide. Now, here's a roadmap. Here's where I want to bring everybody to, okay? We're going to go through this talk about innovative transformation. We're going to start by asking ourselves some questions. We're going to ask ourselves, what is framework? And what do we mean when we keep on talking about this framework type business? The second is let's go back to our business. After that, we'll go into the transformation vision. Now, I'm going to split parts 4 and 5 for next week. There's quite a lot of material here. And what I want to do over the course of the next few minutes is just to lead everybody through the vision process and get everyone who works here at Bukit Vista to have a combined shared sense of purpose, shared understanding, and so that we all... Okay, next slide, please. So let's talk about frameworks. Now, the first investigate what is a good framework. Next slide, please. So, the best way to begin from a chapter that I know something about, right? This is for framework workflows. So the framework begins with identify. Identify yourself and identify trust. Third part of the framework goes into discovering opportunities. Fourth part of the framework is to pattern match, find solutions for the opportunities presented at hand, and the last part of the framework is to close the deal. Those are the 5 steps that we take whenever we go about any sales, persuasion, or negotiation type business. Now, why is that actually helpful? Let's go on to the next slide, and we'll take a look at that. This is helpful because at any point, if a negotiation fails, or we do not get what we want out of a particular workflow, we can go back to the 5-step method and ask ourselves, at what step did we actually not succeed? At what step do we need to improve? This improves the strategic understanding for everybody who is using the framework. It takes away a bit of confusion instead of being a step where we have where we lost the deal. It also allows us to strengthen our successes. We can look at where we are doing really strong and use those parts of the framework to get us to invent better and more efficient workflows. Next slide, please. So, the business of the framework is actually pretty simple. A business of the framework is a super tool, a mega tool that you can use for all kinds of situations. You can use it to inspect and find the root problems for any of the workflows very quickly and accurately. As I just said, you can also find the strengths of your workflow also quickly and accurately up by a large number of people. That's why we believe a framework is actually a really important tool. Okay, so this is an example of a framework. Let's go on and continue, please. Next slide. So let's go to the second question we promised we would say at the very beginning, which is, what is our business? Now, it's easy to go into the day and actually think about the operations or do what we're here to do, but let's zoom out a little bit and take a look at our business as a whole. So this is the CEO perspective of what the business actually looks like. Let's go on to the next slide. We are in the business of transformation. We are here to transform our guests, partners, and our employees. And that is the what of our business. But how are we going to do that? The how we're going to do that is written in our mission statement. We transform our guests, our partners, and employees through innovative hospitality services. So it's the action and formation and creation and the push of services that actually create the transformations we would like to see. If you work here at Bukit Vista, you might be aware of some of these services that are running in the day. For example, an all hands is a type of service. It is a type of service to generally create public awareness, create this understanding, set the mission and vision and goals of the company. But it's also a way for us to gather, recognize people, and celebrate our successes and notify people when there are, let's say, things that are happening across that affect everybody. That is a type of service. Now, behind the all hands, as I'm sure you'll know, there are people who are running the service. People who are thinking about managing this event and how to delegate the roles. And these are all part of what makes a service transformation. Okay, so that's a quick example of what we do and how we do our business. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so let's go into a little bit more. Let's go into the specific framework I want to cover today, which is the transformational framework. All right. So the two things that we need to take a look at is one, what is a transformational framework actually look like? So we'll go through that, and I'll animate the process of a transformational framework. The second part we won't cover today, which is let's go over to the next slide, and I have a fun little animation that I made that I sketched out by hand, and I'll narrate as we watch this little animation, right? So our framework for developing transformation relates to the Maslow pyramid, 3 layers: transactional, relationship, and legacy. Now, our services bring users to each of these 3 layers. We call these awareness services. Awareness that we have legacy programs, awareness that we have relationship programs, awareness that we have transactional programs. Within the pyramid, we also have services that convert and transform users from one layer to the next layer, from transactional to relationship, from relationship to legacy. And added, actually, inspired by Shaylin, there's actually the third layer of service, which is the maintenance services. Shaylin, I believe the screen share is open, but it's not full screen anymore for some reason. It's just like, I think, one of the smaller things. Nadia, okay, you need to pin. Okay, Bella, do you know how to pin the presentation by any chance? Or how about this? Maybe it would work a little bit better if I start sharing my screen instead. So I'll give this a shot and see if I can narrate and share my screen at the same time. This is a pretty crucial moment here. So if everyone will bear with me, I'll go ahead and share my screen. And let's take a look at the transformation framework. Okay. All right. Can everyone see my screen? If you can see my screen, just please nod your head. Let me know that you're okay. All good? Yeah? Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So this is what the transformational framework looks like. I'll narrate it again. All right. 3 levels, once again, in the pyramid: transactional, relationship, and legacy. Now, our users enter each of these 3 levels through 3 services. A service to introduce them to legacy, a service to introduce them to relationship, and a service that introduces them to transactional. These are awareness services. Within the pyramid, we have 2 other services, 4 and 5. 4 brings people from transactional to relationship. 5 brings our users from relationship to legacy. We call these conversion and transformation services. In addition, we have services 6, 7, and 8. These services are here to maintain the position of each particular user within their status. Legacy remains legacy, relationship remains relationship, transactional remains transactional. These are what we would call hospitality, management, or community services. So each of these pathways for services is a framework for understanding essentially how the business transformation goes about. So within this framework, we can understand where we have successfully converted, and we can also understand if people have not been transformed. At which point do we need to take another deeper look and investigate further? Okay, that's pretty much it from my explanation today. Part 3, the last part of this series, will be next week. We will talk more about the unit design of the service and what that looks like in terms of an ecosystem of services that generates transformation. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll pass the floor back to Lucia as the moderator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jane. Can you help me to share screen again? Okay, thank you, Bella. And for the next, into the company, team, and target. Yep, that one, Bella. Okay, we are going to give the floor to Kak Vidi.
Oh wait, Muji, I think Bayu had actually a continuation of the vision and mission statement. Let's bring Bayu to the floor.
All right, Kak Bayu, please. For the mission statement.
Okay. Thank you. This is basically a retrospective to ask question. we usually do this kind of question just to check if we are aligned with our mission and vision. So, uh, as someone who have the mission to inspire delight, do you know what inspired delight experience feels like? So, if it's the same question, right? If you know what kind of bakso that delicious, you if you want to create a is right. So it makes sense like that. So let's try to ask this question as an employee yourself. What is your inspired delight moment as an employee? And that could be used for you to deliver this inspired delight moment to your employee now that you are managing. And maybe as guests to others, if you have been traveling before, what is your inspired delight moment as a guest? And now you can use that to deliver the inspired delight moment to our guests now. And even if you have been a partner before to someone else in a business, in a work, what is your inspired delight moment as a partner? What do you really like from that experience? Now we can use that, your own experience, to deliver this experience uh, to the partners that we have. So this is basically the where the innovation will come, right? Because you feel the experience, you feel a good experience, and you want to transfer that experience to your own user. So the question is how we are going to give those same moment to our employee, guest, and partner, so they can also feel it too. So there's an inspiration here, an article about staying in Aman Resort experience. There's a lot of stories there basically, but one that catches on is that there's no SOP in Aman, and so each employee basically is required to give an like exceptional experience to the guest, but there's no SOP on how to do that. Now, you can read more about the story there, and you can find more inspiration there. So that's it from me.
Thank you, Kak Bayu. And we're going to next. Yeah, weekly mission and inspiration. Actually, I already invited one of our guests, but I'm not sure Kak Glorious and Kak Michelle attend. But yeah, let me share. So the innovation is got long. Uh, close the picture first. Yeah. Thank you. Got long stay guests, Kak Glorious and Kak Michelle. They stay for 1 month. We provide extra work days because Kak Glorious and Kak Michelle asked for that. They're remote working, and we communicate to our partner in Pondok Bagus, and also we use the host workflow guideline I already attached to fill guest need and expectation. And Glorious and Michelle stay, and they're really happy because the request is fulfilled by us and helped by our partner. And I attached the attachment, the picture. And this is when Transformation celebrate Glorious's birthday, and his response is like that. And the next one, because Kak Tandy sick, I would like to help. Last week, host team implement guest persona collection data through guest ID and guest celebration for our guests in Despacito using this. So we make a list the guests who want to celebrate by we know who celebrate who birthday today based on the guest persona collection. We collect the data when the guests want to check in. The story is we analyze the guest persona through guest ID to get guest birthday. And we found one of our guests, her name is Maria Susilowati, had her birthday in Despacito last week. Her husband is a content creator actually. His name is Chapluk on Instagram, you may search, and they have a lot of content, a beautiful content story in Bali, Jakarta, and Chapluk also have collaboration with so many influencers. And I already attached the proof, the chat. This is the response from Chapluk is wife because Kak Maria is birthday. She's very surprised because they didn't order anything in our e-commerce. like that. So yeah, thank you. And for the next one is to Kak Asa.
Okay, thank you, Muti. So, from partner side, we have finished the onboarding of Joglo Kawong by following the guideline and will have further improvement as well. And the onboarding process is already finished. Moreover, once the toolkit has been unblocked and open for bookings, a lot of inquiries coming in. Even though there were some difficulties and frictions, the operational is going well and owner is now delighted and can wait for upcoming transformations. As you can see in the attachment, yeah, Bella. Yes, that's it. And for the next one, we have successfully trained the staff to upload guest ID to BPGo, and the guideline will be coming soon. The staffs have understood how to use BPGo app in order to complete the guest journey as well as to upload the guest ID. Now they can lessen the work of HR team. As you can see in the attachment, yep, that's it. Rahmat is the staff of the property and he has tried to click the check-in and also for the guest ID upload. Okay, that's it. And for the next one, I'll read it for Kak Lenny. All parts of the second data fundraising has been held successfully, and that is the Trello card. We have implemented Plan B to change the second coordinator for rolling out the donation due to the responsiveness of Plan A's second coordinator. From Didika to Pak Didi, and I think Pak Didi is here. Selamat datang Pak Didi.
Hey, selamat datang.
Ya, Didi di situ ya. Okay, I think he's there, but still unresponsive for now. But it went well, and we have also conduct evaluation that can be improved for further donation event. And Teddy has also made the testimonial video that you can click there, Bella. Can you see the video, or is just not been shared yet?
Boleh kasih pesan kepada tim Bukit Vista sama partner-partner yang sudah awalnya terima kasih dulu sama Bukit Vista. Ada sedikit banyaknya dan membantu saya dan semoga Bukit Vista jadi partner yang lebih baik untuk kedepannya dan in the near future jadi the best lah buat Bukit Vista. Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih buat Bukit Vista atas bantuannya. Semoga makin jaya dan sukses.
Yay, that's it for the guys testimonial of the fundraising. And we will make more of this actually. And also we have invited Didi. Can you hear our voice, Didi? Apakah kedengaran ya suaranya?
Udah kedengaran Kak.
Ya, selamat datang Didi.
Ya, selamat datang.
Ya. Gimana nih Didi mau sharing sedikit gitu terkait kemarin distribusi fundraisingnya ke Nusa Penida?
Iya. Ini ya, Bo ya. Alasan saya karena tempat usaha saya berada di zona banjir, makanya saya juga merasakan dampak dari bencana alam ini sehingga saya merasakan peduli dengan korban bencana alam yang ada di sekitar saya sehingga saya berniat bergabung dalam distribusi bantuan dari Bukit Vista agar bisa meringankan sedikit beban dari korban banjir.
Wah, mantap sekali Didi. Terima kasih banyak ya Bli, kemarin sudah bantu-bantu.
Ya, pesan-pesan saya, kalau pesan saya merasakan senang karena sudah bisa membantu kerabat saya yang kena dampak dari bencana alam ini. Dan terima kasih atas bantuan dari Bukit Vista. Semoga Bukit Vista selalu jaya dan murah rezeki. Terima kasih.
Ya, terima kasih banyak juga untuk Didi. Mungkin
Ya.
kita lanjut ke mungkin sedikit dari Om Rafiq, ada yang mau ditambahkan terkait ini? Oh, Akinku.
Aku lagi. Terima kasih ya Brigidi. Sorry, I lost my voice. Terima kasih Brigidi. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, maybe that's it from coordinator of Pusat Pendidikan Fundraising ya, PDD in this case. And yep, that's it. Maybe we can move to the next one. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Asa. Thank you, Bli Didi. Thank you, Om Rafi. For the next one is to Kak Shelin. Please, Kak Shelin, the first yours.
Okay, thank you, Mutia. So, a few from the employee side. So, the first one is the automated email to Campus Merdeka applicants. So, previously we were using like SendGrid manually, right? Where it made our like website down to like due to like too many visitors at once. So, from the PD team, from Bayu and Nadia, they created a system where we can send the automated emails every 10 minutes to like 20 emails at one time. So, it's basically like killing two birds with one stone. So we don't need to like send emails manually, and we prevent the website crash as we don't actually send all of them at once. So yeah, that's actually like the recording of the email blast that was previously done automatically in the spreadsheet. And yeah, that's one. And then another one is actually the MVP format for the P2p feedbacks. So we tried an MVP in our recent P2P and employee funnel. So we categorize the feedback based on 5 attributes. So like in terms of understanding, capacity, motivation, integrity, as well as involvement. So based on the team's feedback, it was actually pretty positive, and I think this can also like be applied in the other squads or even in the other chapters by the next coming months. So yeah, maybe that's a few from the employee side for this week. Thank you.
Thank you, Kak Shelin. For the next one is to Kak Bayu. Please, Kak Bayu.
Okay, thank you. This one is actually a retrospective. I'm doing some inspection and come across these numbers. So the first one is our innovation, importing guest reservation data from different OTAs to a single dashboard. So that is something that we didn't realize that we have today, right? But this is actually started only 27th of July in 2018. And since then, there are like 73,000 guest details have been imported automatically. So how do I think that it's inspired delight? So previously we input the data manually, and if let's say we input the data for one booking takes 1 minute per booking, then today we already saved 1,224 hours of manual data input, and that's around 500 hours time per year. So that's our extra day off, I guess, for that. The second one is also a very small tool, a snippet for text that being written multiple times. So instead of retyping the whole standard answers like check-in instruction or welcome message, we can use a short snippet like this, a random word but very short, and it will expand into the long text. So how that inspired delight? So this is actually started in 25 January 2019, and it's already expanded almost 500,000 times. And the time saved are more than 6,000 hours of typing manually. So you can see also the dashboard there to see how your usage over time. The third one is integrating the job application form with candidate tracking using Trello, a tool that we are familiar with already and simple to use. How it inspired delight? The form and the Trello board has been used to process more than 9,240 applicants. I didn't know that we have that many applicants so far. So that's a lot, and I think basically the conclusion is what is an impactful innovation, right? So this is the conclusion that I can draw so far. So if it's being adopted by the user, it means an impactful innovation. Not just you that use the innovation, but adopted by the user. And the second one, if it helped the user to achieve their goal, to save their time, to make it easier to do something, basically the user achieved their goal. The third one is if the user starts to forget the existence of the tool itself. It becomes integral part of their life. We have seen so many tools like this, like Gojek or Google Maps. We don't think that that tool exists. It's just there every time we need it. And that's really impactful innovation. So that's it. The story for Mateo.
Thank you so much, Kabai. We're going to the next topic, company theme. Yes, company theme, target, and achievement. We're going to give the floor to Kak Vidi.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Very inspiring morning. Morning from Jogja, and I've left the identified fiction also what we should be continuing doing so that we can always remember what we learned from the month of December, and we can keep track of it in the month of January 2022. So going next for the semester target, currently up until now we have 1,430 checkouts, and unfortunately we are still unable to show the transformation stage since it's still be under review and evaluation by the user for the classification result itself. There is a, if you go down a little bit as well, yes, so there is an amendment to the revenue target. We have amended the revenue target to 61,000. We'll discuss this a little bit on how we can actually find this number. And just to remind everyone that our multi-theme currently is consistency and standards. So if we remember, we see a lot of inspiring weekly missions that we have done during the past week. And just like what I think it's very it's crucial for us to keep the consistency so that all the guests and all the partners, all employees actually receive the same treatments. So one thing that we found in the first week is that operational cards or checklists to ensure that the service is running regularly. We have some services that already have this, such as the revenue projection, creation of P&L statement, and we also have the regular stuff like one-on-ones and also partner experience survey. So these are things that already run regularly. And having operational cards or checklists, putting it in the deadline actually helps a lot in reminding us to actually execute this particular process. Okay, so as an insight, so first, this is on the revenue target. We use a slice of existing data to predict for January 2022 by splitting the graph. This omits COVID jump and results in a model with a 7.53% percentage error, which amounts to around $4,500 margin of error. So probably the error is about maybe more than 4,500 or less 4,500. So this is the shape of the graph. If you see the blue line, this is our actual revenue. And if you see the orange line, this is actually the smoothing that is done by the model to kind of like adapt to the actual revenue. So by using this splice data, the percentage error actually dropped by a lot. And the model predicts a revenue of around 59,000. And as a reference, actual 2021 January, we received for 54,000. So we're targeting around 10% increase from last year. According to the breakdown of property, the stable properties are villas and guest houses. And if you look at the current revenue, comparing to the current revenue, the biggest opportunity is actually on villas, which the model predicts around 31,500. So this actually we still have a lot of margin in this particular property type to receive more revenue. So this is some insights on also amendment towards the revenue target, and best of luck since I won't take more time. Back to Mutia.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kak Vidi. For the next one, we have promotion and new employees to Kak Ara.
It's okay, Mutia. I'll deliver this quickly. So as of like 5th of Jan last week, actually, Bila came back. So Bila was previously our public relations intern, yeah, but now she is our public relations part-time employee. Yay! So that's a bit of the update on the promotion / new employees. So yes, congratulations to Bila. And yeah, that's all. You can continue on, Mutia. Thank you.
Thank you, Kak Shelly. Welcome, Bila. Welcome back. And for the next one, we're going to core value recognition. Squad man achievement. To Kak Vidi again.
Yes, so the primary achievement is we have the highest booking count in 2 months on 7th of January. With 22 bookings per day. And the secondary achievement is strategic alteration of airsport 1 to 3 phone numbers. Now it's already done. We have active phone numbers now. This solves a lot of different problems. If you're interested, join the guest card to join the discussion. And we have more active attempts to inspire life on the guest card. Thank you.
Thank you, Kak Vidi. Next one, core value recognition.
I think I'll go first with partnership squad.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, partnership.
Sorry, okay. So for partnership squad, partnership squad achievement. First is from the digital marketing, where we actually got 1 week from Facebook page. I think this is managed by Maskani and the team, which is Fabi. So congratulations. And second, thank you very much for the community team, and then also for conversion. We have started the full stack, like really full stack right now, because previously we have 2 full stack, but it's not really running because no bookings yet. But for the Joglo Kawung, we actually able to get a good booking pace for a new property. You can see the target calendar below. So that's one transformation actually from our team actually, and we get 30% commission from that actually. Can you go back? Yeah. And the secondary achievement, I'm actually observing that we have good trust from Elliot, which is the Villa Territory owner. We have texting him back and forth related to the 1 year booking, but we haven't get a deal yet. But the point I would like to highlight here is our partner is actually considering our intelligence basically, but on pricing and also other hospitality arrangements. So that's a good sample of how we can transform our partner, and we hope that the 1 year deal will be like dealing soon. It's still in progress. Thank you very much. Back.
Thank you, guys. And for the next one, it's from employee participant.
Yeah, thank you.
To Kara.
Yes, from my side, we achieved biggest number of applicants of all time just in few weeks, which is so far we have 8,453 applicants by far. So that's the main achievement, and then the secondary achievement is that we're ready to roll out the expert licensing for guest panel SMPP. So for the candidates of the expert, please get yourself prepared to be assessed by this Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kara. And for the next one is core value recognition. Yeah, to Violin. To Bella. The floor is yours, Bella.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I would like to recognize Violin because in her main project, which is develop the financial report deadline, Violin can deliver the process of the project with transparent, and this is a good example actually. And yeah, thank you so much, Violin. Keep on the back to you, complete.
Thank you, Bella, and thank you, Violin. The next one is to Irfan. The floor is yours, Irfan. Okay. To Rea willing to help Emmanuel and Irfan for happy hour to create full poster and virtual background. Even though she's not host for happy hour, that really helped Irfan and Emmanuel a lot because Emmanuel and Irfan have so much time that day to create poster and VB. Thank you, Rea. For the next one is to Kara. Please, Kara.
Oh yeah, this is goes to Rizka and Jubran for being the hero and help others to help themselves. So basically, me and Vidi has been working on the expert licensing, and I'd like to nominate our newest member in HR who have stepped up to be involved in our MTP projects for licensing systems. And I'd like to recognize not just the involvement taking over part of this project, but also how both Jubran and Rizka committed to the work, proactively consulting to me, asking about what needs to be inspected, are we doing it correctly, and deliver the result way faster than the deadline given. So well done, keep up the good work. So this is the things I like to encourage all the other team members to be mencontoh, take it as an example. So yeah, back to you.
Thank you, Kara. Well done, Rizka and Jubran. For the next one, to Kak Vera. Please, Kak Vera.
Okay, this is to Jubran for being the hero and fail fast. So Jubran is actually still in his onboarding period, right? But then he challenged himself to step up and do the hands-on interview with a candidate just right after shadowing one interview. So I'd like to recognize him for his proactiveness and his active spirit to catch up with the team members, even if he's a new member, because not many interns dare to take that challenge that fast. And he actually did quite well for his first interview. And hopefully this could inspire all the new incoming interns. No matter how new or what your status is, be proactive and dare yourself to go out of your comfort zone and take the challenge. This will help you learn better and faster in no time. Yep, back to you.
Thank you, Kak Vera. Well done, Jubran. You mentioned 2 times. And next to Kak Lilis.
Thank you.
Please,
So
Kak
this
Lilis.
is for VD actually for creating really helpful tools for toolkit price creation. Actually, this is a very manual works that we should done previously, but now we can set like 1,000 rates in only about 20 to 30 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So we just can wait and working for other things or take free time. So thank you very much, VD, for finishing this tool. Basically. That's that for VD. I think I have another for value recognition. Can you go back, Bella? I think Bella is controlling the screen, right? Okay, so second one is for Bayu Azza. Actually, this is also related to DS, where this improving efficiency of the conversion team, which is BD, it is part to identify the non-performing property in Airbnb, where previously we tried to look at one by one. Now, Bayu is able to scrape that and basically give all the listing list with no review at all. So it means that it's not performing. So we have a chance to basically approach them and becoming our leads. Basically improving efficiency, and also both Bayu and Kyla are able to discover the problem and trying to collaborate to solve the problem. Basically, congrats Bayu, and also I think Kyla should be mentioned. And then last one from my side is to Irfan, Emmanuel, and Ria for hosting the last week happy hour. Thank you very much for delivering good data storytelling games, basically. So we remember about our previous Monday team about the test storytelling. It's an educational game by them that is basically educating us on how to read graph. So I think that's a good core value application of inspiring the light through our through basically educating on using data. What is that? Our core value? Use data. Don't assume. Okay, that's that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kalilis. For the next one is we have employee experience report, because this is the second week of the month. To Kak Shelin, please.
Okay, a quick update on the December ES. So previously we asked these questions on rewards and recognitions, right? So we have completed as well as discussed the findings from the December ES, and here's what we came up with. So on the part that what we can control is more into the expectation setting since like a few of the people responding like there are a few things that needs to be clarified. So for the first one is the paid training opportunity, right? As few people mentioned that part. Currently, we do have like some sources that everyone here in the company can use, like both employees as well as interns, such as the LinkedIn Learning as well as the Masterclass Access. Yeah, so it's basically a learning platform where you guys can learn about anything, see like maybe like programming, Excel, leadership, and so on. So if you guys need access, you can contact me as well for this one. And another thing is that is the career development part. So okay, just to like clarify this to like everyone nih, especially the employees of Bukit Vista. So for promotions, especially this to be brought up by the individual or his or her leaders themselves in this case. So HR team here act as the catalyst basically. So we carry out the reminder as well as the evaluation process, and we will notify about the results basically of the evaluation. And okay, that's for the part where we can control and what we are looking to achieve from these responses. So we're going to categorize the type of rewards and recognition based on the inputs from everyone as well in the survey, based on the career stages. And then later on, this is to be prioritized. So which ones that we can consider to be implemented in the short run versus in the long run. And then the result is expected to be delivered by the next update, latest by next month. And yeah, maybe that's a bit. If you scroll down a bit, there's actually a bit of a update on the previous like November one. So just a quick one for Coda adaptation, getting to be fixed by 15th of Jan this weekend, and you can check the progression in the link over there. As well as for the quick all hands for the termination wise, previously we have updated it based on the ES feedback. We also like received new additional ones from one-on-one sessions, and it will be updated by latest 31st of Jan, and you can see in the link over there as well. So yeah, that's a bit of the update from the ES. Thank you, and back to Muti.
Thank you, Kak Shelly. And for the next one is personal updates. We are going to running off time, like 4 minutes left. Please do it quickly. I think we're going to left.
Mutia, I don't think we're going to cover all the personal updates within 4 minutes. So I think we might need to decide something else here.
Maybe we like give the extension 5 minutes. So only the CL read the biggest personal account. What do you think?
Okay, Mutia, if that's your decision, let's go with it. Yeah.
Okay. So to Mr. Jane, please.
Okay, you need to scroll over to the far right. Yeah, you can see the biggest personal growth on this side. Yeah. Okay. It's setting up framework and unit design to be the primary job of a leader. It's the first step to turning a vision into a plan.
All right. Thank you to Kak Gani.
Understand awareness team better through P2p feedback and learn how to tackle team management issue through leadership.
Okay, thank you, Kak Gani.
That's for awareness, right?
And for the next one is, please scroll down again.
Awareness. Wait. Conversion leader. Wait, what?
Bella?
Okay, there's a bit of a confusion over here.
Scroll down again, Bella. To Kak to Wayana, probably. Yeah, thank you, Wayana. For the next one, we're going to read the 10 and only for the CL itself. To Kak Ara.
True transformations came from your action towards your most concerning pain points, because no pain, no gain, right? So everyone that is constantly going through a frictions, feel like too much burden, that's actually the turning points where you will transform actually. So yeah, keep it up.
Yeah, thank you, Kara. For the next one is Rafiq, but Rafiq is will not read it. So manage time between CM and HR. I think that's it. And scroll down again. To Kak Shelin.
Okay, so from my side, past few days were more like a throwback sessions, actually, like reliving the moments where I can be myself and how much I miss those moments, basically. Thank you.
Thank you, Kak Shalin. To Kak Bayu.
Okay, my personal growth, I did a session for inspecting life with my wife. So it's like a retrospection and ask question almost like P2p. So what to keep doing for each of us and what needs to be improved. And the result is really great. So we are less grumpy now.
to Kak Lilis.
Thank you. So from my side, see my team and do understand what they like to do and for what it is actually. That's a good condition. Thank you.
Thank you. To Kak Fidi.
Okay, probably investigate what we details, time for the solutions, and also observing people's evaluation from other leaders.
Thank you, Kak Fidi. I think that's all. Thank you for these all hands. Back to host.
Okay, thank you so much, Kamutia, and also Bella and Kasharin for helping for today's all hands session. And thank you so much to everyone for attending to this all hands. Don't forget to pour in your feedbacks for today's all hands session. If you feel like it, please do feel free to write it. And I hope this all hands inspires everyone today and for the upcoming week. Thank you so much, Leslie, and good morning, everyone.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.
Have a nice day, everyone.